All right, hello. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing fantastic. And let's see what we're doing today. We will go ahead and continue our project here of working with this book. So this is a famous book for drawing. But, it's an old school book from like the 1800s, and supposedly, I'll share a little bit more in the future, but I have to, in a few moments here, but I have to do some updating on the video because we're streaming on a couple different platforms here. So, I hope you're all doing fantastic as we get set up here. Have this interesting, a lot of technical things to do when it comes to this streaming, which I think for artists it can be kind of overwhelming. So I started using this app called Prism to multi-stream, basically stream to multiple platforms, and it's been good. There's all the different platforms are a little bit different. They have their issues, but so far I'm pretty happy about this one. So I should probably pop this open before so that you kind of see stuff and see what's going on here. But right now, setting up the live stream here, and let's go ahead. We're gonna go edit our live, update some settings. And we're gonna call this, let's think of a good name for this. LiveLog. We're gonna start calling our streams LiveLogs. LiveLog. And let's go. Let's go editing, and we'll be ready in a few moments. But if you're tuning in right now, feel free to say hello. And let's see, have we got I think we're good to go as far as the room settings and everything. Let's see. All right, so we're streaming Twitch, YouTube. If you're tuning in, be sure to let us know where you're tuning in from. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. We got Sengiano Ja. Hello, welcome. What's going on, Sengiano? Looks like I have a chat window. I have multiple chat windows up, but as I mentioned earlier, so supposedly the legend has it that Vincent van Gogh and Pablo Picasso, if you don't know who they are, it's worth looking up, but I imagine most of you probably know who they are, supposedly studied drawing from this book. Now, not this book specifically, this is a reprint. I guess the material is public domain now, so anybody can pretty much reprint this stuff. I actually found this book for free online, but it really helps to have a physical version that you can go right next to. And supposedly Picasso and Vincent van Gogh have studied drawing from this book, or the original version of this book, which is written by this guy named Charles Bargue. I might pronounce that wrong. I think it's a French word. I used to pronounce it bar. I've heard it pronounced Bargue, but I'm pretty sure it's Bargue. So I found this version of it on Amazon. They're just reprints. Nothing. Can't imagine this book changes too much of the material. And you basically, all you do is just copy everything that is in this book. That's the idea. And ideally, somewhere along the way, you'll learn how to draw. And where I think the value of this comes in, of this material, is that there's no words, right? It's not like there's no hand-holding of, hey, draw this line like this, do this exercise, or like, you know, make this. It's really just diving straight in and getting quickly situated into your drawing material and just diving straight in. So let's do that. Let's dive straight in. So I'm on page 10 out of so there's 400 different exercises. And by exercises, I mean things that you're supposed to copy. But the thing is that page 200, after page 270, so after page 270, they're basically the same exact things, except there's a grid. So I don't know how that was originally designed, but I think I'm probably only going to go through the first portion of it before it goes to all the grids. Because, you know, I'm going to do it once. But supposedly Vincent Van Gogh went through it like 3 times. And I'm sure Pablo Picasso supposedly went through this and copied all of them. Now, I'm just doing it a little differently, where I actually use oil pastels to do these studies. So that's where some of the things that I'll be doing differently, adding a different twist, because, you know, we all know the futility of trying to follow in the steps of another great artist. It is quite a futile effort, and unless you're gonna do unless your goal is to create forgeries or to create reprints. So I can already see some of the issues. My angle's a bit too it's not wide enough. But anyway, let's just go ahead and continue. We're gonna go, and all you're really doing is you're just trying to copy the exact line, the line, the shape, the length, the angle. And this becomes harder with the oil pastel because it's a thicker line. But the goal is ultimately the same. Just try to create the right lines. And you know what I find with these oil pastels, I'm constantly making my design bigger than it needs to be. Simply because it's just the way that these oil pastels work. And as I start to measure things out, they just, you know, don't end up turning out the exact same length. So copying exactly what I'm doing isn't necessarily the idea here, but I just wanted to talk about this great book for learning how to draw, because it takes you right in, and rather than saying, hey, step by step, this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3, you're basically thrown in, and you just got to learn how to copy these styles. And I think these are good ways that more importantly than the copying itself, you start to see lines, start to see proportions, start to see angles and the way things are shaped. And then you start to see ways that you can sketch things out simply. And by simply, I mean with just these basic straight lines, and then eventually you start to form these curved areas. So great book so far, but let's see what we can do today. Now, I do work with oil pastel, so I'm trying to think of how this line should go. This is going to be a wider line. Let's say I'm going to go right here, somewhere like right there. Might be good. A little bit further up. All right, so I'm going to mark a spot, and there we go. So mark that spot. That's where the nose is. And here's the thing, I don't think it's necessarily, the goal isn't necessarily to draw exactly like Van Gogh or Picasso, but I think it is really helpful to just see through the eyes of some of the artists who see through the eyes through what they studied. It's really interesting. And these are very classical styles. So, you know, is there a place for this in modern art? That's really up for you to decide, whether you're an artist or not. You know, are you as a viewer, right? Like, I think this style of art isn't as popular as it used to be, compared to, say, you know, the tastes of modern art are totally different. But you know, I still think it's worthwhile to take a look at how these drawings have been made. And you know what? Like, I can already see some issues, right? This forehead's, like, my nose is way too long, so this forehead is a little off. But you know what? We're gonna make it work, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do it this way anyway. But the idea is you're supposed to copy it like piece for piece, right? Just exactly, which I'm not very good at. So depends on art supplies I'm using. What do you mean? So I don't know exactly what you're saying that in context to or in relation to. Sometimes I'll just keep talking and then someone will say something and I don't know exactly what they were referring to because I don't see the chat right away. But yeah, thanks for your input regardless of what it was. But for sure, I guess art supplies matter, your medium. So what would have been really helpful was matching this line all the way down. And maybe I'll have to do that for the next one. But, you know, here we go. We're going to go ahead and, let's see, the eye comes down pretty accurately. But for whatever reason, I just messed up on this piece right here. Maybe if it was angled just a bit less, it might be okay. Or I think I put the nose out too far. But anyway, as long as you can see your errors, you know what you're doing wrong. Either way, like, these proportions on these heads are not exactly accurate either, from my understanding. I mean, look at this lip. This person basically has a lip and no, like, area between the lip and the nose, right? So this person, whatever this area is, I don't know what it's called. This person does not have one. Like, this is the thinnest area between a lip and a nose I've ever seen. So, you know, there's all these things. Oh, you're sorry about what? You don't have to be sorry. I don't know. I barely even know what just was being discussed, or that you were trying to discuss. Sorry is a game. So here we go. So we're gonna add the shadows in. What I do is with these, I start to add shadows in. I can already see some of the issues that popped up that I wasn't able to capture. So let's go ahead and darken this space. And then darken the area around the eye. Anybody watching some good TV lately? Some good shows? And let's go like this. So we're gonna bring the nose down. They always, for whatever reason, this Charles Bargue always likes to create these dark shadows right under the nose. So we're just gonna copy that design and stick with it. I'll darken some of this area. It can be really hard with this to copy exactly because your lines are going to be so much thicker. So you're really working with, you're going to have something that looks a little different, and you got to be comfortable with that. And here we go. So this is going to come up, and the lip is going to go forward like so. and good old classical drawing styles. And here we go. So we've got this, we're going with this dark blue to make it, to darken some of the spaces. And let's see, what's a good color we should work with? Audience suggestion. If you're here, you got 10 seconds to make a suggestion before I pick something. Sengiano Gia. But this is what we're going to color the face with. Nobody makes a suggestion. I like to make this interactive. So let's see, I'm picking a color right now, and the time to pick a color is up. So we're going to go with a green. So we're going to stick with green, go around the edges here, and just really just color this in, right? Like, one part of this experience, one part of what I'm doing right now is, yeah, we could definitely work the mustache. So, you know, feel free to be interactive. What color do you think the mustache should be, Sengiano? We'll go ahead and work with. Make this interactive. Suggest a color, and we will put that color into the mustache. I love the idea of like interactive community art. I had this Halloween costume where I dressed up as an easel, and I had a canvas, and I allowed people to paint on me, on the canvas. And that was my Halloween costume. So, brown, the color of the hair should be brown. All right, there we have it. So we're gonna do a brown mustache here. We will do a brown mustache as soon as we finish coloring in the majority of this face. We're gonna go with a brown mustache. And, you know, remember that my goal here isn't to go for, like, exact light colors. Because if I really want a color of a skin tone, I've got two great choices. A couple great choices. I got these three great colors create a great skin tone. You got a pink, like an ochre, and then I've got this great, like, super light yellow, you know, for the lighter skin tones. And I've got a variety of browns and darker ochres for darker skin tones, and everything in between. But, you know, I like to do things differently. You know, whenever I see an art piece, I always admire artists who don't just use like the typical colors, like, oh, the face needs yellow and green and blue. Or yellow, that was the wrong color. I should have said yellow and like pink or whatever. So I always find it amazing when artists can do something a little differently. So I intend to do that myself. Hey, babe, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back. All right, so. Oh, so this lip needs to. We're gonna transform and carve out and round out some of these shapes here. But since this is starting to go on the mustache, I guess I'll leave the green undercolor just a little bit. Actually, let's go around this face here. So, let's see. We're gonna take this green. Let's make the mustache brown. So let's go with a nice dark brown. Let's see, where can I find dark brown? Here we go. We're gonna go with a nice dark brown. I think I put too much green so far, so I'm gonna have to make it very thick. And it looks like, you know, the mustache is gonna come right around here. And we're just gonna bring it down. And the mustache. Mustachio question. There we go. We're gonna keep the mustache. Ooh. Yeah, okay. That looks good.
It's a really expensive piece of cake.
Ooh, really? Ooh, fancy. Milk. Alright, so we got a brown mustache, and we're gonna add some lighter tones of brown so that we can have like a variety of color. We don't just want to go with just brown, right? We want variety. And then let's do a little bit of, let's go with this is Paul Rubens oil pastel. They claim to be Chinese colors. I don't know exactly what that means, but this is a Venetian red. And you know, I guess, I don't know if they mean that the colors are like very Asian or Chinese colors, or whether like the oil pastels being from Asia are gonna be, like they're Asian, just simply Chinese just because they're from China. So anyway, let's see. We got green, we got some brown and red. So what are we gonna do the eyes? We got the green, the blue, red, orange, red, and dark red, dark green. Let's make we already did red eyes here. So let's go with some yellow eyes. We're gonna go with some yellow eyes. How about that? Hey, Amir Khan, what's going on? Welcome. Nice of you to join. Actually, you know what? I think the yellow's not gonna stand out enough. We want something dark. So let's go with black eyes. I'm gonna go with black eyes. Some pitch black eyes. How you doing, Amir? Yeah, I noticed you were on the last stream here a couple days ago. I wasn't able to talk because I wasn't getting the notifications of messages because I'm using a new streaming tool. And I could see this eye's a little bit too far out. Kind of sticks out a bit far. So let's do a little bit of doctoring here. We're gonna push this up a bit. That's one cool thing about oil pastels, is you can use your colors to kind of carve away at the different areas. And from here, yeah, let's go add a variety of green here. And just add a variety of green just to start to form some of these edges around the eyes here. Oh yeah, hey, no worries, Amir. You got a life. You got things to do. It's okay. No worries. Yeah, we're going to be pretty much working on this same project for quite a while. This project being that I'm working through this drawing book. I think you were here last time when I started it, so that's cool. But essentially, just going through this book and talking about it. But yeah, so I don't know. I think the last time we talked, you said that you were taking a look at it, which is pretty cool. So you're starting to study some of this stuff too, or if you call it study, but working with this material. I don't know if you ever got into it. Oh, Sengiano Ja. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can't see your like profile photos. I just see that the message was from. I do recognize the name, but I don't remember if you shared your story with me. Like, you know, what you do. Amir's been here so many times. I do recognize the name Sengiano. I'm not able to tie it to a specific event or idea. But yeah, well, welcome back. Good to see you again. So we're gonna go ahead and maybe I can do this better this time. Let's go like that, and yeah, fortunately, you know, my stream is not big enough to where, you know, it's almost impossible to keep track of everybody that comes through. but also, you know, I do think that it's nice to be able to connect on a one-to-one personal basis with the various people that come through here. And I think someone was talking to me about how, like, you know, of course, as you get bigger, it can be a challenge to keep that personal connection with everybody. And I think for gamers have a really difficult time to do that. Like, as soon as gamers reach a certain amount of followers, they kind of just get so engaged in the game that that's like hard to like keep track of everybody. But you know, I like to do my best to keep things going, to have create a helpful, useful art channel.
This looks so good.
It looks better?
Makes me happy.
You like it? It makes you happy? Okay, good. If you're happy, I'll be happy.
Really? Oh.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna bring this nose up. Let's go like this. So, Sengiano Ja. So what's Sengiano Ja from? I know Ja means home in Chinese, like a Ja. It means home in Chinese, but I don't necessarily know what Sengiano Ja means. It sounds more like a Japanese word than a Chinese word, so. If I can add more context. And what I love about this book specifically is how it does train you to be okay with drawing wrinkles. I know it's like a funny thing that, like, you know, drawing wrinkles can be very difficult because, you know, I don't want to say never, but the last thing you want to do is be known as the artist that, you know, makes people look too wrinkly. But personally, I mean, I've always felt that wrinkles add character, you know? Like, I used to do these live streams where I draw various people from Twitch, like various streamers that are on Twitch. And I found that a lot of streamers have such powerful lighting nowadays that they don't have a single wrinkle because so much light is on their face. And it's just like such an unrealistic appearance. But I love how wrinkles add. Senji, hey, I actually like that. I'm gonna say Senji from now on. I think it's better like that, but yeah, more people would be better. So very nice, Senji. Senji, yes, okay. That's an easier way to remember thy name. And you know what? We're gonna cover up this little mistake that we have here, so it's not like a nose hair sticking out. And you know how we cover up mistakes? You just draw right over it. So I'm gonna use some yellow, and I'm gonna make it look like it was on purpose. So we're gonna use the yellow, and we're just gonna color around the nose, right? That's the one thing I love about using these colors is your mistakes. You can easily create forgivable mistakes. It's easier to measure mistakes when you like paint versus like when you draw with pen. There we go. It looks like it never happened, right? Just looks like a face. So Ecuador. So Ecuador, I've never been to Ecuador. I don't know much about Ecuador. Alexa, what's the population of Ecuador?
In 2024, the population of Ecuador is 18.4 million people.
18.4 million people. Alexa, what's the population of Manhattan?
As of 2020, Manhattan Borough, New York County's population is 1.69 million people.
Okay, so the population of Manhattan is 10% of the population of Ecuador. That's pretty cool. So I just made your day out of nowhere. How did I make your day? This is good to know so that I can make more people's days. This is good information to know. Or was it Amir that made your day? If Amir made your day, hey Amir, you gotta, I'm gonna make, oh, you're in America now. Great. Okay. Ah, this art style. Taking classical designs and making them colorful with oil pastels. So we're starting on a page with a bunch of ears now, and what I'm gonna find challenging is that these ears are really small. And oil pastels, because of how thick and bold they are, I might have some trouble with it, but we'll see. Let's see where it takes us. So we're gonna start with these ears on the left here. We've done it. Yeah, all right, cool. We made a day. That's great. So here we go. We're gonna start with an ear over here, and let's go. I wonder if it's possible to do this like an assembly line, and instead of doing each color, I'm gonna sketch them out first and then do the colors. But let's just try this first. I'm gonna make a small ear. This is a variety of different ears. So many different ears. Ears come in so many sizes and shapes. The ear is just this fascinating, like, it almost looks like the ear was like the least developed organ from you know, when you're in a womb. But I think the ear is highly complex and very interesting. So this ear is going to come to about this part right here, and then we're going to come, so this piece is going to go around, and then we're going to come right around there. That's probably a little too long, so right here is where we're going to end the ear. And let's get into the ear here. So we're going to go like that. We're going to go like this. Go straight across. Come down. And I messed up a bit in the sense that there's this ear piece that comes right here, and here we go. All right, that doesn't look as much like an ear as this makes it out to be, but let's just see. Let's see what happens if we start to shade in some of the space here, and if I start talking more, it's because I'm starting to get sucked into the drawing itself. And I really like to see how these ears are designed. And here we go. The oil pastel definitely makes it a bit more difficult to work with these ears, but that's okay. You know, that's part of it. And you know, as I realize that I'm drawing smaller, I'm just gonna have to learn to work with it. So we need a contrasting color. We're going to go with a nice pink here. This is not pink. This is totally not even a pink. But we're going to go with the yellow, like an ochre, brown, yellow ochre. And we're just going to go around the inside and just carve around the ear to create this form that we've got. Create this form. And let's go like this. So draw in here, go around. So the ears have probably been the hardest one so far, or at least the least close. So let's see. From Turkey, great. What a language. Speak Spanish. Yeah. I mean, Turkey is country and an animal, that's for sure. But here's a question. Did the name Turkey, did the animal name Turkey come first? Or, was Turkey already the name of the country? Like, I know Turkey is like an ancient country. And I wonder if Turkey in the Turkish language translates directly to Turkey. Alexa, how do you say turkey in Turkish?
Turkey in Turkish is
So Alexa said cookie. Alexa, how do you say turkey in Turkish?
Turkey in Turkish is
Trukye. Turkey in Turkish is Trukye. So I don't know if that's the same word. So this ear looks really bad, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to, how good I'm going to be able to get these ears using just oil pastels. So we'll see. Maybe if I round it out a bit. Yeah, this just like looks so funky. What shall I do? I may have met my match as Turkey. Now the question is it the same word in Turkish? Is a turkey, the animal in Turkish, the same thing as a turkey in English? Let's see, what can we do with this? Now that definitely does not look like an ear, so maybe this is the first one and we'll just move on until we can figure out a nice little system. Or what I think I might have to do is try, I probably got to move on and do a different one. But let's go like this. Let's actually do the sketch here. So we're going to go sketch around. Keep it nice and light so we can, because it's like such a small thing. It's not big like all the others. Turkey. Yeah, so I love how YouTube can bring together so many people from so many different countries. And you know what I find fascinating is this idea that PewDiePie, I'm sure everybody knows PewDiePie, is just this random kid from Sweden. And somehow he gained was able to find a following from from hundreds of millions of people from around the world. And that's just really fascinating to me, just by being on YouTube. And let's go. I think this ear's starting to look a little bit better than the other one. but it's still a challenge with the oil pastels without the pre-sketch. But I definitely think it's better. So now we know that if we have to, just probably have to be a bit more delicate with the design. We'll see where this goes. Basically, Toru, Turku, Turkiye, Turkey. Ah. Alright. And what about Turkey in Spanish? Alexa, how do you say Turkey in Spanish?
Turkey in Spanish is
Cave? Alexa, how do you say turkey in Spanish?
Turkey in Spanish is
Cabe. 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 Alright, so let's do a different color for this other ear. See, we're going to move to these bigger ears at some point, but I'm still working on these smaller ears. So, let's see how this goes. Working with these smaller ears. Let's go like this. So the smaller ear, I'm going to go, that's just a slanted line. So this line's going to go across like that. I'm going to go like so. Make this little line. And then make that line's a little too big, way big. I don't know why I keep making these lines so much bigger than they're supposed to be. I really am making an effort to make them smaller. And then let's go, let's see, okay, so that's about right. That comes straight down, almost there, and then and this line from here just kind of go. This is such a weird line. Look at this line. This line is pretty goofy. Like, it doesn't really match up with anything, right? It's just because it's, I was trying to say it's a straight line, but like there's nothing really, you know, interconnecting except maybe this part right here. So let's go like this. And oh yeah, so we got in here, let's go. We're going to do a line that follows on the inside here. So bring this down a bit. And then bring that down. So here we go. Okay, and here we go. So coming around, and coming around. Go, bring this down. And I'm not doing too well with these ears, but I guess practice makes better. So Cabe, animal turkey is just a turkey. Spanish. Oh, you got kicked out? I didn't kick you out, but these ears look so funky. All right, well let's work with this, and let's actually go in with the black and just see how what we can do. So we're gonna go in with the black here, go around with an outline. Just be more gentle, be more delicate with this ear as we come around. So I've been highly dependent on my ability to just go big with this and not worry too much. But now I can definitely see as we start to move into some of the finer details with ears that my original ideas around just going big with these old pastels isn't going to work as well. So I have to be more considerate of that and adapt. And change up some of the way I do stuff. Just a little bit, not that much. I think this ear is looking better than the other ear, but still needs a little bit of, you know, some minor improvements. Actually, a lot of improvements, but that's okay. So here we go. Got like an ear there. This is going to connect into the head somehow. I guess that's the ear canal or whatever. All right. Oh, you kicked yourself out. Well, hey. Accidents happen. So let's go with the yellow. I'm going to go in with this yellow and just see what we can get with this. What we can get. You know, when we're working with the black ear, black outlined ear. That looks a little bit like an ear. I think we could blend in some of this space and push this down a bit and give it some more highlight on the inside. Maybe make this lighter. I have a lot more colors to work with. Let me see if I can pull out a white to add some design here. So I'm gonna push this white here. Push this white. Add this design around the edge here. Yeah, I mean, everyone's got different shaped ears, so this is all right. I think instead of making such a hard outline with the black, what needs to be done is allowing the black to just have its own shade. I think this one looks better than this one, but still needs some more work. So I like to have a nickname because calling Emmett is a bit... Now you can call me Emmett. Or you could call me Huzzah. So that's my art brand, Huzzah Creative. I don't even know if Amir knows this, but on Instagram I go by Huzzah Creative for all my art stuff, so I could separate my personal stuff. But Huzzza Creative. But this is like a weird nickname to call somebody. You can't just call people Huzzah, right? But I guess you would call PewDiePie PewDiePie. But I think some people call PewDiePie by his real name. You say, hey, huzzah. And I would probably know who you're talking about. Alright, so let's do another ear here. These ear studies will take a while. But it's nice that I can actually tackle the challenge of working with ears. So we're going to go right here, a little ear, and we're going to go And here we go. I'm gonna come around with some of these shapes. I'm not actually measuring it or like trying to figure out the exact measurements here. I'm really just going for some similar outline design type thing. Oop, that one's a little long, but you know what? Everybody's got different shaped ears, so that's okay. And let's go down into here. We need some more of a shape right here. And let's see, we gotta tighten up this area over here. So let's go right here. And or you know what? Maybe we could come up with an actual nickname that sounds good, like Mr. Beast. Obviously, Mr. Beast is taken, but I'm saying he came up with such a clever nickname, Mr. Beast. Like huzzah doesn't flow off the tongue. I mean, it works for like a brand, but it doesn't work for a person. You know, Mr. Huzzah. See, that doesn't really work. I don't need to be called Mr. Beast either. But I need to come up with a name that's like, at least for YouTube. I could still keep the art brand as Huzzah, but I think YouTube needs a clever nickname, like Mr. Art, or you know, it's great when you can come up with nicknames when you're like under the age of 20. Especially if you come up with something like Snazzy Pants, or now Mr. Creative is like, I don't know, it's too like, I like where you're going. I like where you're going, but I think Mr. Creative, it's too much of a like descriptor. It's like an adjective, you know, like. It's like an adjective rather than a noun. Like beast is a noun. A PewDiePie is a noun. A Logan Paul is a noun. Or ninja is a noun, right? I don't know other streamers, but you know, their names are all nouns. But no, I appreciate you throwing that out there as a brainstorm. I mean, I can always go with Emmett, but I still feel like there needs to be like another moniker name. Red, orange, yellow, Roy. And I feel like Mr. Beast already has like a claim on the word Mr. So any attempts at that would feel too unoriginal. So I don't know, maybe we don't discover something today. No, not necessarily to force anything, but for sure at some point, you know, Senji is a good nickname. The Senji is a very good nickname. The Senji. I gotta think of like some Chinese words that would work. So the Senji. Obviously that's not for me. I'm just talking about words that are kind of cool. I think Senji is like a cool and interesting word. Although I don't know if it's like, I wonder if it's like copyrighted. Like who else is Senji? You know, I feel like that's like a character from some show. All right, so here we go. Who's coughing? Oh, that's I won't say their names, so I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. Yeah, I know. I could definitely turn the coughing into like its own record. For sure. So here's the funny thing, you know, when I measure this out, it looks totally different. So I'm gonna have to update this. Just kind of spread that piece apart a little bit, and we're gonna go down like this. And it's gonna come down, come down. All these pieces are gonna come together. And that's that ear. Yeah, M. M could definitely be like a nickname for a girl, like Emma. So that's probably not one that I'll go with. But how about I know a guy that goes by Mr. Fire. But that's already taken, obviously. Mr. Fire has been already taken. Can't go with that. Let's see, what else? Mr. Fire. I go Mr. E, like Miss Mr.E. Mr. E. But I don't want to be a mister. Again, I think it's already been taken and done. But Mr. E would be kind of clever. Mr. E. I feel like someone's already taken Mr. E though, right? Like if I was to look on YouTube right now, which I can't search, here, let me grab my phone. I feel like that has to be taken by now. Mr. E. Mr. E. Let's see what this says. Mr. E YouTube. Yeah, no, that's already taken. They already got a Mr. E. So they already got a Mr. E.
Hello? Yes, this is good.
It is recording, just to remind you, Kat. Just a reminder. No personal information. Alright, so you're gonna YouTube it. There's a character named Mr. E in Lego Ninja Go. Yeah, it's already taken, so
Oh, okay.
you know, when it's taken, it's taken. You can't do anything about that. Someone was cleverer before me. But that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Mr. E. So here we go. I think my ears are getting better and better. It still needs some work, but we're starting to do some improvements here.
Okay, you know where I live?
So how about...
Correct. And yeah, it's a weird house.
And let's see, how about... And maybe you could do something creative, but I already have something creative. That's Huzzah Creative, you know. I've already captured that as far as like a brand goes, but as far as the nicknames goes... Gosh, I cannot get these ears. Like, this does not look like an ear right here. These kind of look like ears, but they're just missing the mark. Sir Art. Sir Art, yeah, I like where you're going, Amir. But I feel like that's like too British, you know? It doesn't really suit my personality. Sir Art. But I do like the brainstorming. Yeah, these ears, I'm seriously having difficulty with these, but we'll see where this goes. Let's just keep going, and eventually, I think they're getting better and better, though. You know, I'm getting like a feel for, like, this is so off. And I think it's mostly because of the shading that I'm doing. But that's okay. We're gonna figure this out here. But I am learning more and more of how to draw an ear, which is good. That's what we want, right? I just don't think these little sketches work very well. I wonder if this is how the original was was drawn. But come on, Senji, think we could do it. Crazy Arts, so you just call me crazy? Because Crazy Arts would be like a good channel name, but you know, would my nickname be Crazy? Like, I still think, like, if I was to change my channel hypothetically to Crazy Arts, I would still need a nickname, Mr. Crazy. That sounds kind of cool, but I don't know. Does it work? Mr. Crazy, Senor Crazy, Senor Loco. Mr. Artistic, okay. Mr. Artistic. That's something to play with. That's one to play with, but I don't know. I feel like if, as an artist though, that wouldn't really like sit well with the art community. You know, it's like if you're gonna name yourself and call yourself artistic, it probably means that you're not. You know what I mean? Like having to state that you're artistic doesn't necessarily make it so. And of course, you know, I think Mr. Beast, being a beast, you know, fortunately he was able to succeed and, like, you know, fill the role of like a beast. And it's not, you know, him being a beast more than the idea of him just being a clever, incredible YouTuber, or like, you know, a ninja. I think there's a live streamer that like streams games named Ninja, but that's like, you know, a game streaming channel. That's clever. That's a good streaming gamer tag. But I don't know if Mr. Artistic... But it's bold, though. One thing about calling yourself Mr. Artistic is it's bold. I just don't know how I would feel if people just call me, hey, Mr. Artistic. You know what I mean? It almost sounds like sarcastic in a way. So... yeah, Mr. Autistic. That could definitely be way too much of a pun there. Easy target for... Easy... Cat, we are recording, by the way, just reminding you. Alright. Like, you know, it's easy target for some misspelling. Mr. Autistic. The legend has it that Jeff Bezos changed the name of Amazon from Cadabra. It used to be called Cadabra, but he changed it from Cadabra because it sounded too much like cadaver. And he was concerned that people would get it mixed up with the word cadaver. So, anyway, just a fun little thought there for you. And let's go with this red. We have this red. Let's go with a lighter pink on the inside of the ear. And, you know, hopefully we can finally start to, like, make these ears look nicer. I'm really hoping to finally get at least one good ear. One good ear is all I need to be happy. Just one good ear. Or it could just be like a random word like horizon. Like a cool word. People will be like thinking. Or wavelength. Mr. Wavelength. Because that's what lights and colors are, the wavelengths of a color. I could do something like that. Wavelength. Mr. Wavelength. I don't know. Maybe. That still needs some work too. Give me one good ear. Alright, so we're gonna go right here. We're gonna go down into this ear.
I spoke to someone a week or two ago and said I wanted to cancel it because
and we're gonna go I think this year's probably one of the best so far. I'm actually somewhat happy with this year so far. We're gonna color around this year, give it some shape. You think I found it, Mr. Wavelength? Mr. Goods? Wavelength, huh? Frequency. I feel like frequency is probably taken. Yeah, I know about Starry Night. I want to try to get rid of the Mister. You know, this sounds too like... Mr. Beast did it. He did it great. It was clever. It works. I just feel like it's really hard idea to replicate, and it would be almost like kind of like pointless. So instead of Mr., frequency.
With a K. And last name is Lloyd.
Maybe you would spell it like F-R-E-A-K, frequency. F-R-E, freak, when, C. Frequency. The frequency.
Robots that I was still close.
Wavelength.
And I'll take
Yeah,
the free
frequency.
amount,
Starry Night. Yeah, Starry Arts. That'd be Starry Arts.
Yes, yes. I thought it was a different kind of policy.
Frequent
I didn't
Arts.
realize it was only for accidental death.
Oh, hey, we could do free. I want to play with the idea of the word frequent. Frequent, wavelength, frequency, Starry Arts. Starry Arts is good, but I don't think Starry matches my personality, you know? Like Starry's like... I don't know, I mean, do you think the idea of Starry... I like the name, if it's not even taken. I'm sure it's already taken. But even more importantly, I don't know. I'm not sure it really fits the personality. Frequent Arts. I'm sure Frequent Art is probably taken. I like that. So we'll save that. Frequent Arts. Frequent Arts. Starry Arts is not taken? I don't know. I just swallowed a piece of my...
Okay, and do you have a date when I...
piece of my own hair went down my throat. So that is so weird. A little piece of hair. It's literally stuck in my throat right now.
Okay, and when did I speak to the other agent? Do you want a tissue? What's in your throat?
Piece of my own hair. Piece of my own hair went down my throat. Excuse the nasty. Somehow this little piece of hair, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, that piece of hair somehow went directly into my throat and was just sitting in my throat. Well, anyway.
No,
So let's
I
go.
spoke to the agent about canceling the policy. I thought it was already canceled.
Trying to create enough of a color differentiation here.
Yeah.
Frequent Arts.
I didn't know the date, but I knew it.
Oh, okay, so frequency, frequent arts.
No, I already have the policy. No, I didn't fill out any policy. I had already gotten this policy last year, a year ago, in May of 2023.
Yeah, it's already taken on YouTube. I mean, it doesn't matter that much, but...
No. I've been paying. Yeah, but I've been paying,
But it does kind of matter.
I've been paying $45 a month since for a year. Yeah, that's why I called. You did. When did you stop receiving them?
Electro Arts.
Okay, well that's weird because the robot told me that this policy was in force since May of 2023.
That Electro Arts is probably too similar to Electronic Arts. So let's see, Electro Arts. We got The Craft. I like The Craft.
Okay.
But it's probably taken.
Yeah, well,
So
this is
difficult to find like
confusion because
untaken
I
names.
have the insurance.
Crafts channel, the Craft
The robot
podcast,
was in force since,
Crafty,
a year ago.
Shaw Arts, Sharts.
I had it 2 years ago and then I didn't pay.
Yeah, I don't know about Sharts. Like y'all know what a shart is, right? It's a shit fart.
Yeah, it's the same.
So basically you farted and then you shit yourself. Excuse my language, I don't know.
Okay, well I don't remember terminating it,
But
also,
yeah, a Sharts,
talking to the
Shaw
representative
Arts,
on April 11th
Free Arts, Freak Arts,
about the
Frequent
policy
Arts.
covering accidental death. And I was under the impression that it could cover.
This is my favorite year so far, by the way. And it's pretty good. It's all right. This is my favorite year so far. I'm happy with it. Still needs maybe some of the outline. Get the internal line. Took me a few minutes to really get a
refund of the $45?
get a hang of
I wasn't expecting to be charged.
get a hang of these years, but this is probably one of my favorites so far. Akaka. Right. All right. I do like where we're going with this. We're going totally outrageous.
Okay. Yeah.
Because once you can do the outrage,
No,
you can
thank
get
you.
through the
Okay.
the other stuff. So let's see. We're gonna draw this without the shadows here, and then we're just gonna go like this, and then curve that in, curve that ear in. It's okay to get some of the extra shadow there. And let's see, so we're gonna go in here, get some shadow. Frequent Arts. Why do all the ones that are like obvious have to be taken? By the way, I do appreciate y'all being here to help me with this. If we don't come up with anything today, that's okay. Sometimes great things take a while to manifest, Great names take a while to manifest, but I do think it's important to come up with an idea. Like, here's the thing: is that as far as a brand goes, I've already got my brand. It's Huzzah Creative, so I don't really, I don't really feel the need to change that. But maybe one day I will. But for now, I do feel as if, the nickname idea for, as far as having one for YouTube, would actually be pretty useful. Not. Oh, you know what okay, how about... Ooh, I got something. Novi. Number 8. So Novi is number 8. Because no V, but I don't know if anybody would get the idea that V and then 3 I's is the number 8.
It's a Roman numeral.
Huh?
It's a Roman numeral.
Yeah. Novi Arts. And then my nickname would be Novi. Or number 8. But why would I be number 8? That's like... So this is an idea. I actually like this idea of Novi. Because it's like a word that's like, oh, what do they go by? Novi. That could be something to play with. It's probably not taken. 8 is a lucky number. Novi Arts. But it would be, the only thing is I feel like it could be hard to explain to people, like Novi Arts, Novii Arts, Novi Arts. All right, so we got one option so far. But I think where this is most helpful though is it pulls us away from this idea of Mister, and we get more abstract with the name here. We get more abstract. Hey, there's a route, right? ABSTRAKT. I'm sure abstract with a K is already taken. Abstract with a C is already taken. Abstract, abstraction. No VEE. 4 2 3 4 5 6. This is weird. Oh yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, I got 2 years left on this one. So we start to, I think we can evolve our thinking from Mister away from Novi. Like, how can we play with numbers, words, concepts to come up with something? What's an element? Alexa, what's the 8th element?
The 8th oldest chemical element Bargue discovered was nickel, which was discovered in 1751.
Alexa, what's the 8th element on the periodic table?
This might answer your question. Group 8 is a group of chemical elements in the periodic table. It consists of iron, ruthenium, osmium, and hafnium. Group 8 is the modern standard designation for this group.
Can you grab me that twisty? Oh, here we go. Huh? Well, I'm trying to grip it without touching it with my hands, because my hands are all like.
Stone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks.
Here.
Thank you.
So we got Novi. Let me see, the elemental periodic table. What is the 8th element on the periodic table? Periodic table. Table of elements. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, it's oxygen. What a coincidence, huh? The 8th element is oxygen. What a lucky... element. Oxygen arts. No, that's good. I think, like, you know, oxygen, whatever, that's cool. They got the oxygen channel. Nothing wrong with that. I just... Oxygen arts. I'm just like, oxygen, I'm just really trying to think about, you know, outside the box ideas. Trying to move away from Mr. so we can think differently, because I feel like we're stuck on Mr. and then like a word, and we don't need to be. Novio. Alright, that's a good one.
It's boyfriend in Spanish.
Novio? Novio apparently means boyfriend in Spanish. I don't know. Senji, is that correct? You speak Spanish, right? I think you said. Novio. Yeah, it's really hard to come up with names, you know? Because... it's really difficult. Because it's not because it's hard to come up with. It's because, like, you know, all the obvious ones are taken. So to try to find something... Alexa, how do you say boyfriend in Spanish?
Boyfriend in Spanish is novio.
Novio.
No.
Novio.
This is the pronunciation, but English people would say it.
Yeah. Novio. Huh. Novio.
It's an English speakers.
Noba. Or we could do Noba, and what do y'all think about Noba? Noba arts. No meaning number, and then ba is Chinese for the number 8. Noba arts. Noba arts. Noba creative. Not Nova, but Noba. Noba. Noba arts. Noba arts. Noba arts. Noba creative. Noba creative's taken? Noba creative? Damn. Darn. Noba creative, Noba arts. I like how this is like, you know, we've got our own little like marketing team here. This is very, very good. It's great to have a marketing team. Coming up with it right here and right now. Or Noba creative. Yeah, I could go with Noba creative. Nova's taken. Nova Creative. Let me see. I feel like Nova Creative has Nova Creative. Oh, so Nova Creative is actually a Japanese company. There's a Japanese company called nobacreative.co.jp. Noba Project. So Noba is already a word. Nobacreative.com. Noba Project. Hi. What would Shakespeare come up with as a name? Cat. What kind of nickname would Shakespeare do?
For who?
For anybody, for an artist.
For an artist?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Emilio. Mr. Emilio. Let's see, what would be a very Shakespearean name? So Nova Arts is taken. Nova would definitely be taken. I'm not surprised about Nova, but Noba I was actually surprised by. So what is a Shakespearean? Yeah, it is a Japanese company. And there's a bunch of different projects under the name Noba.
Beckinsale.
Beckinsale Arts? Huh.
Very British.
Beckinsale Arts. That could be helpful. That could be a good idea. Beckinsale. Huh?
I just made it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's the way to do it. That's what we're all doing right now, is just making stuff up. Beckinsale. Nobas. Novio. Novio Arts. But novio means boyfriend. So, in Spanish, novio means boyfriend in Spanish. So I don't know if that's going to work. Nobas Arts. Nobas. Nobas bueno. Yeah. Novi Arts. NOV3. NOVIII. Novi Arts. If that's not taken. And I'm getting bored of drawing these small ears. But we're just gonna push through it, because it is through the things that you don't like to do that you become better at all the other things, right? I can say that I spent like an hour drawing ears. But again, I've already got a good name as far as Huzzah Creative. So that's good. But I don't know, let's see what else. But just calling myself Huzzah, it's like, you know, it's not nickname-ish. It's not like nickname worthy. All right, I'm just gonna draw this last small ear, without, I'm not.
Sexy.
Yes, Mr. Sexy.
Yeah, there you go.
If that's not taken,
I'm too sexy for my art.
I could just do sexy arts.
Now we expect something
Except-
different than we could do.
Except it has to be already taken. There's no way that sexy arts has not already been claimed by somebody. Even if just like a holding place. Mr. Playboy. Yes, I can draw bigger ears, but right now the project that I'm working on, I'm going bit by bit, is I'm working on these small ears. I'm just doing studies of these small ears, and they're not turning out very well. So I'm finally, after this last ear, I'm gonna move into some bigger ears, but just have to get this out of the way. Just push through some of these things that I'm not really good at, so that we can enjoy the things that I am better at. Ears are an important part of the human body, like, can't skip an ear. Mr. Playboy. All right, so Mr. Playboy could work, except I don't know how that really works as an artist, and it's probably already been done. Mr. Playboy. What's your name? Oh, I go by Mr. Playboy. Alright, well this ear is not great, but I'm just going to do one more sketch of it.
Hello? Speaking. Oh yes, hi. Good, how are you?
I feel like these ears where I'm like not really trying look way better than the ears when I am trying.
No.
So it just means the less I try to make an ear, the better they turn out. Yeah, I need some snacks too. Alright, take a quick breather for a snack.
Okay, sure.
This video is sponsored by Pocky. Actually, not sponsored by Pocky, I'm just kidding, but one day maybe Pocky will sponsor me. What if I just stole the name Pocky and said, hey, call me Mr. Pocky?
Does it wear off slowly or is it all at once?
Pockies are great snacks.
Like if you have it done,
Like, how do you come up with a cool name like Pocky? I think Japanese companies are really good at coming up with like clever words.
How many words? So if I want both done, or I just
Huh. Toshiba. Yeah. Or Shibato Arts.
yeah, I can do it.
All right. That was a nice little snack break. Let's do a bigger ear. Let's go with black, shall we?
Yeah.
What's not taken? Oh, Toshiba Arts? Yeah. Probably because anyone that takes it is gonna get sued by Toshiba, the company. So let's do this with the black one. Finally, I could draw big.
Yeah, to 15, is it? Yes. Okay, good. What's his last name? Oh, okay. Yeah. No. Okay, good. Great.
See, if I draw big, I don't have as many issues. But when I do these small drawings, my goodness, I cannot draw small very well. Or at least not with
Well, yes
these
and no.
materials.
Tomorrow, another doctor, so I'd rather wait and see what this person says and then get back to you. Because I already have this schedule. Okay, good. Okay, John. Okay, thank you, John. Yeah, I've had this schedule. And I already paid for it, so I'm going to do that. Okay, sounds good. Thank you, John.
Hey, take care, everybody. Thanks for being around to come up with some names. I don't know if we ever will decide on one, but maybe one day. Maybe one day we will. So we're actually gonna make this ear.
Actually, I did not. You sent it to the.
Let's take this ear and make it nice and brown. I'm gonna go.
Oh, by text. Oh, I was looking at.
So we're gonna add the shadow areas with the brown.
Oh, yes, I got it. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, thanks for coming. You too. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna go brown on these ears. I definitely like to draw bigger more. Draw bigger. Prefer doing bigger stuff with these pastels. And let's see, this piece right here. There we go. And this actually needs to curve around here. So this needs to curve around, and this will curve around as well. All right, so it's a bit 3D. Yeah, yeah, it does look kind of 3D. We're getting that feel. Mr. Noba. All right. Noba. And then let's go with a off yellow, off brown, a yellow ochre to fill in this space. And then and I think this is really gonna help to like round it out. Much better than all the other ones. Because it's bigger, there's less of a confusion about the forms and the shapes and everything. And with this bigger ear, you know, you can see some of the forms a little better. And let's go right here like this. We're gonna round that out. Right here. So come in here. There we go. I think that's a better ear than all the other ones. But let me go ahead and bring in some red. Actually, we're gonna bring in some darker red, and we're just gonna go around our ear here and just create some different shades, variety of shades here. Clear out some of our black. And let's add some pink, just to give it. But actually, you know what? Not a pink, like a white yellow, just to give it some highlight into some of these spaces. And I guess that kind of looks like an ear, right? C, you were right. You were right, yeah. You're definitely right. So let's see, one thing about this ear that's got a big mistake is this ear needs to cut off this piece right here. So this is interfering. There we go, we got an ear. It's not too bad of an ear. I think when you start to put everything together, it'll look much more ear-like. Okay, so let's do another one. This time we're going to use a dark blue. Cat, what's up? You alright? Need some water? Wait, actually what I need to do is I need to do another drawing of this ear. But we're going to go with a different... We're not going to do the sketch, so we're just doing this study. Yeah, the ear tends to look really complicated, but I feel like it's not. Like you just gotta trust some of the things that you see, and you just gotta be able to draw it. Just draw out and sketch out the forms of the different forms that you witness, and make sure that you just capture the shade. The shading. I think that's the hardest part. Is capturing the variety of shading in it. So I just want to make sure that I can do this with a single color as well as do it with a multi-color. So here we go, get this ear. And here we go. Nope. This needs to go up. And here we go. So, Senji, you said you're in the U.S., right? Or did you say you're... Was it you that said you were talking about Ecuador, but you're actually in the United States? And here we go. So we got this ear. We're gonna bring this down. We gotta tie this down like this. This almost looks like charcoal. And then we're gonna go yeah, these are definitely starting to look more like ears here. This top one, similar. All right, well, we're on to the next one here. We're on to another page. But, hey, Senji, so it's been about I've been streaming for a bit. I feel like I need a break now, like a mental break, but I might be back later. I really appreciate you being here and helping me come up with ideas for different names. And yeah, thanks for being a part of the creative process. I love the idea of communal ideation and creativity and all that. It's great to have a group of people to come up with ideas. So with that, I'm going to check out everybody. We might be back a little later today or maybe tomorrow, but for sure, shout out to Senji and Amir. He's not here anymore, but take care, everybody. Have a good night or good afternoon.